What's going on, everybody? So this is an old shoot interview clip. Bret Hart talking about The Rock. Let's hear what Bret Hart has to say about Dwayne Johnson.
Well, the same thing. I'm glad I had anything to do with it. I gave him, I think, pretty good advice all the time, and in particular, Shawn Michaels. I really was really hard on him and tried to ruin him, really, and was jealous as hell of him and criticized him openly and brought, I remember him tearing him to shreds in the dressing room over some real small petty thing that happened in a match. He had great resolve in the sense that I told him, I said, don't pay any attention to a lot of the criticism. You're getting strictly jealousy. These guys are really jealous of you. They see the potential in you. And he overcame all those things. And he was a great athlete. Right from the beginning, you could tell he had just being a third-generation wrestler, and he's a legitimate third-generation wrestler in the sense he really grew up in the business much the same as I did, or Kurt Hennig, or, he followed it, he understood it. His dad probably had wrestlers in direct contact with him all the time. I don't think he could ever escape it. When you have it around you like that, you really absorb it in whether you like it or not. And I think he's clearly the guy that's going to be the main star in wrestling for a long time. And all I'll say about him is it's my, understanding from all the time I've ever met him that he's always been a leader in the dressing room. He's always been a team guy. He's always been, he's a great guy. And same thing, I've been really proud of him. I told him I was really proud of him, and I told Steve Austin the same thing.
Okay, Bret Hart having some very, very strong praise for The Rock. And you can tell greatness respects greatness when he talks about him. The Rock, it's kind of funny. Like, The Rock there was no territories really at the time The Rock came up. He was just like, I want to be a wrestler. And then he met with Jim Ross. And Jim Ross is like, okay, well, you're going to be a wrestler. Like, and then developmental wasn't really a thing. It wasn't, I shouldn't say really, it wasn't a thing yet. It hadn't started yet. So they sent him to go learn how to wrestle. And then they brought him up through the USWA, which was Jerry Lawler's promotion in Memphis. But they were also using that as kind of like the developmental at the time. And then he had his tour as Flex Cavana in Memphis. And then he went right to WWE. And he was very green. There wasn't a whole lot of experience going on. So I could see the jealousy from a guy like Shawn Michaels. Not Shawn Michaels personally, in particular, although he was the one who was brought up in this interview. But I could see other guys in the locker room, too, probably feeling the same way. I bet you Shawn wasn't the only one who felt that way. Bret being Bret having a similar upbringing in the business, probably identified a lot with a young Rock. And shout out to Bret for, not really taking him under his wing, but giving him advice and helping him out when he was young. And I'm sure, and I know The Rock has appreciated it. He's said it in other interviews. And he's reciprocated his thanks to Bret Hart for being good to him when he was young. It's too bad that Bret left. It really is, man, if they could have just figured out a way for Bret to stay in WWE. First of all, Owen wouldn't have died. That aside, let's just talk about Bret. Bret could have had some cool feuds. He could have had a nice program with The Rock. He could have had a program with Kurt Angle, with Triple H. All these opponents Bret could have had if he would have stayed put. No, he had some bangers in WCW, and they definitely misused him there. They could have used him a lot better. But if Bret had just stayed in WWE, holy cow, things would have been a lot different. And a lot better for Bret Hart fans and for Bret Hart himself. Let me know in the comments below what do you guys think. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.